Welcome everyone to the semi-final HeroesHype Premier Series once again, and we have Washed Up going up against the Clowns. And well, the Clowns not really a team name that rings familiar, but if you have to take a look at the players, then you will recognize more than one. But let's introduce Washed Up first. Now, our first map in the best of 3 series, here on Towers of Doom on the left side. We have Hazorps on Leo, Banana H on Deckard Cain, Main on Alarak, Pepika, aka Chris on Hanzo, and Nick on Garrosh. Absolute powerhouse hero for him. The Clowns with Farlander on Jaina, and Ninopi on Thrall, Banabia on Johanna. We have Toxic on Rexa, and Shamzik is playing Malfurion in this one. So yeah, pretty interesting setup to tell you the truth here. I mean, this entire lineup that we are currently seeing on the red team side is a bit of a mix, obviously. But then again, when we're looking towards Washed Up, it's pretty much the same story. Nice throw, and immediately we're having a kill thanks to Garrosh. That's exactly what I just talked about a second ago. We're having another time Nick on Garrosh, and he is just insane on that hero. That hero has actually been target banned against him in the grand final of the Division S playoffs in Europe, which is pretty incredible if you think about it. Nick never really played in HGC in the main tank role. He was always more on the damage side, and now all of a sudden, since he switched onto the front line, he's having a huge impact there. But his entire setup is just not working out early on for the Clowns. I mean, far from it. Washed Up already got 2 kills. Baby Guy survived somehow. And immediately Banana H with a Deckard spray here too. Thrall, by the way, despite the fact that we have Rexa here, went into the Echo of Elements. Again, this isn't traditionally a map where you expect to get a lot of Crash Lightning stacks. So with that in mind, Ninopi immediately said, alright boys, let's go for Crash Lightning here, get the extra poke, which obviously helps through the extra charge, also with the interrupt on any kind of altar that can be fought over. Hold your ground on Jojo. And just to immediately put this to rest here, so if anybody is wondering a bit about how this line... Oh, another kill against Jaina. It's like, damn son, Washed Up with 3 kills against 0 already. And they steal the camp away now too. This is not looking good. I mean, not at all. Jojo dies 2, that's 4 kills. Oh my god, Jesus! That shit is illegal in half the countries that I lived in so far. 5 kills against 0, an entire level ahead. They stole both of the pumpkin camps, and they're just absolutely destroying here. Let those guys live for another second. I mean, you don't have to kick them when you're on the ground. Just like, holy hell. Negatively charged on level 4 for Washed Up, and this is just insane. Thrall is dead too. You can't keep up here with this shit, seriously. They're showing the bot lane for a second. There's another kill straight in the middle. Clowns are getting absolutely wrecked here. I mean, they might think that's funny. They're clowns after all. But I have yet to meet someone who's laughing about this, because right now... Well, I guess Washed Up is laughing quite a bit, because they're just picking kills wherever they want to. Interesting setup now also with a Hungry Bear taken on level 4 over to the traditional pick that we're having here. I mean, normally on this map you would still try and play around the regeneration globes. I'm not seeing any of that. The big question is really, can the Clowns at some point stabilize? Because so far they find themselves in a downward spiral. And here comes the objective. There's at least a chance to make a 2-for-1 trade. I don't think they can get more than that, especially with the level 7 talent looming on the horizon for the blue team, which will give them an additional lead. So now we have another channelist, another 4 shots fired, and therefore 32 against 36 points on the core. Nick is looking for another victim, but by this time an Ninopi in the mid lane on Thrall has learned his lesson and is playing this a little bit more carefully. Malfurion seems to be a little bit lost over here. I mean, there's another throw, and Farlander is in trouble. The immediate lockdown and nice isolation also to Deckard Cain, and there's another kill. Jaina is just absolutely getting murdered in this game. Honestly, that's like kill number 3 against her. This is starting to become a little bit of a shit show, to be honest with you. I mean, I know that Washed Up is on a different level, but hell yeah, they are definitely trying to prove it right now. 14 stacks by now for Thrall. Nick finally missing one, and also only because the Iron Skin was put into play here. But this game has been a very one-sided affair. Look at the sadism on the side of Mane. He's sitting at 111 at this point, 4 minutes into the game. Finally, we have level 7 talents for Clowns, so that's at least something. But yeah, that's a full clown fiesta here, if you ask me, at least in game number 1, up to that point. Now again, we have to throw in that little caveat that we had a lot of teams in the past that actually played a little bit iffy at the beginning, but then once level 10 came, it was a different story. Over here then again, it doesn't really seem like that trend is going to change anytime soon. Thrall is dead again, and they are simply starting to die forts here as well. Washed up with 0 respect at this point. Trying to lock them down once more. Maybe a kill against Mena. He survives and Jojo dies. 117 sadism right now. 5 stacks on the negatively charged. Talent got in one of the previous patches nerfed a little bit. Only 4% extra damage right now compared to the 5% that was before. Another wraparound since they're trying to go for it. And they're actually about to get another kill against Jaina, aren't they? There's the lockdown, there's the throw, there's the kill. Nick moved into the death zone to get this one. They let 1 go, 1 altar. It's 4 shots fired against 3. And damn. By the way, the discrepancy with the shots was because this oil tower was just taken as the channel went through from Rexa. Top lane, as Hazob's currently sitting here. I honestly feel if you have 10 kills against 0 at some point, someone in voice is saying, okay guys, the first one to die has to buy the rest of the team a keg of beer or something. I honestly feel something like that happened here, and that's definitely the bet that I would have made. So nobody is going to try and die here, but at this point the first one to die, in my opinion, should definitely pay for the next round. Thrall is dead again here in the middle. This seems to be a bit of I mean, seriously, the only one that hasn't died is Rexa. The one guy that, by the way, didn't take Animal Husbandry. Here comes the Lornado, and they go for Malfurion. 11 kills, make it 12. The dozen has been completed. 4 kills against Jaina, 3 against Thrall and Malfurion. And Rexa is just sitting down the side lane the entire time, and all he hears is like ding, 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 ding. And he thinks like, what the fuck are you people doing? But it seems like Toxic might finally fall. Yep, there's the Entomb, there's the immediate move in, and Rexa joins the guard of dead heroes that we've seen in this game so far. Nano P, they're trying to go for him, and that is 14 kills against 0. Holy shit! What a first game. We are in the semi-final, everybody. This is a semi-final match. Yes, if you don't look at the names of the players in red, you might think this is a Grandmaster team just beating up on a couple of bronzes. But nope, far from it. We are actually looking at Washed Up going against the Clowns in the semi-final. Maybe finally kill opportunity. And does someone have to play some... What? No! Oh, I mean, honestly, if Nick would have died first, at least they would have gotten some nice German beer and not some of that French stuff that they sell over there. I mean, if you're talking about beer, then you can only be thankful that there are no Americans in this game. But either way, we have now the quick attack against Toxic, and he is down again. Rexa eliminated. Here comes the deadly charge as Mena jumps in. Ring of Fail didn't connect with anything whatsoever. Zoned a lot of people out. I think that might have been the reason here. 16 kills against 0. And Shamzik is going to fall too. What is this, an ARAM? I mean, right now they're making the play for another Alta. 17 kills against 0. 3 level ahead. It's not even 8 minutes into the game. And they are starting to go for the next Bell Tower now too. Honestly, I didn't know that Games Done Quick was already looking at Heroes of the Storm. I didn't understand that those speedruns were already being played in this particular universe. As the quest completed for Thrall, does it really matter? At this point it's a bit doubtful. We're having at least a bit of a bear focus for the Bestial Wrath right now on Rexa, so he's gonna try and make his little plays there. But yeah. Leo moving to the top lane. We have 120 Sadis now for Mena. When you look at the damage output, he's sitting at 28,000 thanks to that. We have 22k for Leo, who gets the free drain the entire time against Misha, of course. A bit of a fight back here in the middle, and look at that! 8 minutes and 30 seconds and Echo of Elements is completed. I gotta admit, this is probably the slowest Echo of Elements that I've seen so far. Now, I'm not quite sure what exactly happened to the Clowns here and to the players that we have on that team, but I think they were caught a bit off guard from the aggression that we are seeing here from Washed Up. I mean, they are honestly being destroyed. And recovering in game number 1 is going to be difficult. If they can pull that off, I mean, that would be incredible, but I highly doubt it. I mean, just look at this. Deadly charge and kill 19. Yep, not even the game can believe what's happening here. Quick spikes there as we're having the double altar now appearing on the map. Misha is there too. They're trying to go for Farlander again. Can they get the kill? They're trying. Farlander, Lornado. Malfurion goes down. The taunt is in, and that's 21 kills against 0. What the hell am I watching? What is this? This is crazy. Banana Age is already going for the channel. That's going to be 10 points off the core from the clowns. And yeah, they're clowning around quite a bit here. Nanopi in the mid lane gets also caught by the Entomb. And it feels like we're going to have another death on Thrall. The shots are getting fired against the core. And there's the 22. Honestly, how many kills can you get at this point? The only question is really, do you make it a perfect game? At least when we're talking kills. Obviously, there's some damage already on the side of Washed Up's core. You can only make a 40-0 if there's North America involved, and this is not quite the case here, if you are disregarding the organizer for just a second. Oh, but Leo goes down, and there's the kill. Hazu has to buy the boys a round of beers, at least if my rules hold true. And that's good German beer for sure. But it comes at a cost. 4 heroes eliminated. And they get the bell tower now in the middle as well. Obviously, they're going to try and start the barrage here, which is why everybody starts focusing onto the top lane. We're still having Leo hanging around in mid lane a little bit longer with Thrall, trying to make sure that he also gets the vision, of course, but knows what's happening here as well. And if they can start the barrage, that's all what they need to do here. Now, one of the questions that we obviously have to answer here, did Hazu really feed, or did he just activate his trade value? Did he just try and play his hero efficient? I mean, it is the German efficiency that we're really looking for here, right? And can you be efficient on Leoric without activating your trade? That's a big question to be answered. The barrage has been started, and they are now trying to defend also the mid lane with a 4-level lead already. This is insanity. Honestly, guys, the stats advantage at this point is so unbelievably ridiculous that they can literally 1v9 at this point. Down they go. Johanna, Jaina, and Rex are all eliminated. Malfurion is also getting crapped upon. Another triple has been started. Hazu goes in. They're not carrying anymore. Hanzo is dead, and that core is falling. It's a full 5-man team wipe, and the barrage alone is going to finish this. 11 minutes, 12 minutes in, and this game is essentially over. They're just dancing around at this point. It's 5 points, 4 points on the core. They're not even going for the channel. Hazu's moving in, but he's already going to be too late. Nope, the barrage is going on, and this is the end of it. Game number 1 is taken by Washed Up, and honestly, I personally think if you win a map this dominantly, you should win the entire series, hands down. Either way, at this point, the 1-0 lead for Washed Up against the Clowns at the semi-final of the HeroesHype Premier Series. Game number 2, ladies! Clowns needed a bit of a break to put some aloe vera on all those burns that they received in game number 1. Rumor has it that they're playing the second game standing because they got spanked so hard in the first game. But we are now in Infernal Shrines, and after Washed Up completed their little speed run, they have now the lead in the best of 3. Nanopi on the left side for the Clowns on Gul'dan. We have Shamzik on Alexstrasza, Farlander on Greymane, Toxic on Leoric, and Banabir on Tyrael. And over to the right side of the map, Washed Up with the double support composition with Vala, Banana H on Toranda, Main on Tacita, Hazu Ops on Thrall, Nick on Dibbles, and Chris on Vala. Now, Vala in the last patch was, of course, buffed a little bit, and especially when it comes to the hit point pool, that was quite well received by all of the full-time Vala players here. Also, in addition to that, Greymane is a little bit stronger. I mean, there's a lot of changes, obviously, that have come through, and we talked about a lot of them already. Very much so in detail throughout the entire Division S Europe qualifiers. But in this case, let's have a look at game number 2 of this series. So up to the top lane, Thrall again with the Echo of Elements. Makes total sense. Infernal Shrines, a great talent for him here. He's going to play around this. But the 4-man is quite powerful here, what we are seeing for Washed Up. So they're going to try and maybe snowball this a little bit. And if they get early kills, like potentially this one, oh, that would really help. 5 hit points on Greymane just before the last tick came into play and took him out. The Wolf is down already. And up to the top side, we are actually seeing Hazu also doing pretty well thus far early on in the game on the stacks for his Echo of Elements. Has 5 already. Chris obviously going to try and make a bit of a play down here. It's actually kind of interesting if you think about it. I mean, on this map, obviously, when you're talking about builds, the multi-shot hybrid is incredibly powerful. I would still assume that he goes for that, unless they're starting to meme a little bit and go for Creed of the Noob Trap. But Chris is the one that played for the longest time, nearly on every single map, the arrow build, not only in Battlefield of Eternity, which is where most other people started to employ it. But obviously, since you get a lot of AoE damage out with the multi-shot projectiles, you can really do a whole lot of work during the objective phase as well, not only against your opponent, but also so it counts towards the objective. And they have Tacita on top of that too with the Storm. So all of that really starts to just add up. And that's a really cool setup here for them one way or another. So, yep, in this case, not an arrow build from Chris. There's the multi-shot as expected. Also the Frostwolf pack for Thrall on level 1. Gets the first stack in immediately. Gonna keep our eye on Hazorps for this one. Especially since there's a little rotation currently headed towards him. And Hazu might actually go down. And indeed, he is going to be taken down. A kill for a kill. That looks a lot better in the early game here for Clowns. I mean, 2 minutes into the game, they already get the same amount of kills that they got in the entire previous game on Towers of Doom. So now maybe an opportunity for them. Shrine is activating, another 26. Still rotations happening. Camps are also being taken, but at the bottom of the map, still a little bit of damage done, especially since Chris and Banana H are getting that tower destroyed. So this is looking quite good already, considering that the first objective spawns both sides. So if Washed Up is able to win this one, that would be great for them. But now it's time for the Shrine. And Thrall has to deal topside first. He needs to deal with the Shaman. Farlander is here too, trying to help out, which also means we have a 4 versus 4 at the bottom of the map. And thanks to the double support, the one for the red team is a quite powerful one. Yep, Hazu is going to lose some time here, while Farlander is already focusing attention down to the bottom of the map and is trying to join the fight. Would put that into numeric advantage for them. And Thrall is still waiting this out. Here comes the attack. They're starting to jump in for it. No level 7 talent yet on either side. 17 stacks for Thrall, which also means that he doesn't have the Echo of Elements completed yet. No second charge for him. Is not here with the team just yet. And they're starting to slowly make their way over. But now a lead for the blue team on objective number 1. 63 stacks also for Nick on his baseline, which means that his hit point pool is obviously increasing too. Thrall is still sitting topside, and that experience gives them the early level 7, so slight lead at least in talents. And immediately they're going into Malevolence and Arsenal, of course. Also the Celestial Attunement. Thrall completing his quest. A bit of a fight here in the middle, but Toxic is able to get away. The rest of the team still focusing on the battle down at the bottom of the map. And there is the Shrine taken. Protector Punisher number 1 is taken by the Clowns. The blue team way more successful already in this game than they were on the previous map. So this is a little bit more like it here. More of an even fight between the two teams, and not that much of a spanking anymore. But let's see how Washed Up is going to play this. I mean, again, they have the lead, right? So this is the best of 3 series. If they come back in the situation, then they have a good chance of making this a 2-0. Level 10 abilities aren't there yet, and especially when you have Diablo in play, keep in mind that he has a lot of even one-shot potential, especially after level 16, when he gets the reset on his Shadow Charge, so there's a lot of chances for Nick to get massive amounts of damage out. And I honestly think that for Clowns, this is a really annoying setup, because they kind of have to ban out Garrosh. I've been talking a little bit about how in the Division S playoffs, a lot of teams have started to ban Garrosh against Nick because he just dominated on the hero. But now you have an opponent that plays Diablo on probably the best map for Diablo. I mean, again, there's others where the hero really excels, and when we're talking about, I don't know, Team Spider Queen, but especially on Infernal Shrines around the objective, you have so much stun potential with ball stuns that it's going to be really, really tricky. And already, well, one executed right here. So Nick is definitely going to be in a position where he can have a huge impact in this. But either way, as it stands, we're currently having still that fight at the bottom of the map over one of the camps, and it seems like Washed Up is at least contemplating if they should go into this, but they let it go. We're having still Thrall and Leo in the mid lane, the two of them fighting it out, but down here it's just a stack accumulation that we're seeing from Gul'dan. And so far, to be absolutely blunt, it's not really going too well for him. 15 stacks, 6 minutes in. I mean, again, it's not shit, but it's also not as good as he probably wants it to be, especially considering that the first objective is already over, so he didn't really get a lot connected there. Level 10 abilities are now slightly faster in the hands for Washed Up, and we have the Force Wall for Mena. Alright, no Archon for him, no damage, instead just trying to get the wall pressure in. They're making the play for Barnaby. The stun doesn't connect, but it doesn't even matter. The damage is there aplenty, and they are able to get the kill against Tyrael just before level 10 abilities are ready for them. So with this said, we now also see Horrify picked Sanctification, the recently buffed Cursed Bullet, now doing a bit more damage. By the way, Hazo has not completed his level 4 yet. He's currently sitting at 2 stacks. Now, that wasn't really a long and drawn-out fight over the Force objective. He also had to spend most of the time at the top lane trying to deal with the situation. But either way, he's looking now to complete that talent as quickly as he can during the next objective, I would assume. They're already making their play for the camp, and, well, the Shaman camp is already taken by the clowns. Mid lane Shrine, that's what we're talking about this time. Chris started stepping his way to victory against the minion wave down at the bottom of the map. And Mena would, of course, absolutely love to complete his level 1 quest before the fight starts. 925 stacks for now. Yeah, there's the attempt to go for the camp. There's already the Entomb. Camp has been taken. It's actually starting to chip in the team fight here. That works well. Hazorps getting pretty affected by what we're seeing from Gul'dan, but Alexstrasza has already popped her own ult, so needs to be a bit careful. That's 2 cooldowns burned on the side of the clowns, and we haven't really seen anything from Washed Up here. Not really counting, of course, the Force Wall, because, well, that thing is has pretty much no cooldown. The APOC! But the Sanctification, just shutting it down right away. Great job by Tyrael. That was absolutely perfect. Hazorps came in and oh my god, the damage over here with the AoE. Not bad. Nice poke against the clowns. Washed Up is looking for the kills, but Nick is also low and Nick might fall. The Horrify has already been used, and Nick is a little bit too fat. Yeah, Dibbles has to go on a diet. He got body blocked hard in this one, and that's the end of him. But with the perfect setup against Tyrael, he falls and Leo dies too. 4 kills against 2, and the Entomb that was actually meant to lock them down kind of plays against them a little bit here. So now we're having everybody stacking up, and there was an opportunity that Tirana took immediately. Chris, in the meantime, it's just getting mad value from his Vala, gets the kill against Greymane, and they follow it up with nearly another one against Alexstrasza, who barely survives. One more shot and Chris would have gotten the kill. Leo comes and goes, like he really respawns and is dead just a second later. Nicely done, so that really worked out well. But that's the first objective for Washed Up, so yeah, pretty well done. They're starting to make their play now for the mid fort. And at this point, 6 kills against 2, they're starting to find their rhythm again. 34,000 damage, absolutely topping the numbers here from the perspective of Washed Up is Chris on Vala. And I really think this is going to be uncontested for a long time here. Maybe at some point when we're having Gul'dan with this quest on level 1 completed, he might be able to catch up slowly and steadily. But so far, Chris is just murdering it on the mechanics. And talking about murdering it, I mean, here comes the Sanctification and the Horrify as they're desperately trying to keep Greymane alive as he's about to get murdered by Vala. And is that going to be the end of Gul'dan? Yes, indeed, is. Yeah, Pepiga Chris is pretty much just playing Red Riding Hood here with Vala and taking the Big Bad Wolf to task. Not only that, they're getting, yep, there's the kill right there. No more Big Bad Wolf for them, and the blue team is not only suffering the loss of Gul'dan and Greymane, they're also kissing Leo goodbye, and it seems like we might see... Nah, Tyrael gets away. Tyrael gets away. He didn't fall here. By the way, talking about dying, Alex is the only one who hasn't really died on this side. And just to give you a bit of a perspective, Hazel the entire time was actually sitting at the bot lane just saying, alright boys, I'm gonna push that right now, and starting to get them destroyed here. Hazorps is trying to complete his quest on level 4 still. He has only 3 stacks. Probably cursing in voice right now and saying like, guys, can you please kill them a little bit slower? I need to get the cooldown back so that I get more than 1 stack per fight. This is dragging on for way too long. camp is actually getting invaded. In this case, they let it go, and I think that was the correct decision here too. The Wolf connects, and that's another 2 stacks for the Frost Wolf back. They go for Nick, and Nick survives, but Greymane doesn't. They try to make the play now for Shamsik, and down goes Alex. There's the quest completed for Thrall, and it's a disaster as they go for kill after kill. The only one that gets out of harm's way is Tyrael. His sanctification is just now back up, but this is just not working. Alpha Wolf in play, the Psionic Echo also taken, Frost Shot on Vala, and this is starting to snowball quite quickly. Pretty similar to what we witnessed in game number 1. The Avalanche is headed towards the blue team's core. But again, there might be a chance for a comeback, but they have to dig deep if they really want to try and pull this off, because they're 11 kills behind, and they're 2.5 level behind. That doesn't really spell confidence. But Khaldor is slowly and steadily starting to complete his quest on level 1, and a good Echoed Corruption can destroy a lot. So during a team fight, if you get the entire setup unleashed on opponents, maybe after a good Entomb, you have the chance to get quick kills and at least an enormous amount of damage that Tyrande might not be able to heal out this quickly. Even with the double support and the shield from Tacita, that might just be what they need here. So good Entomb, having decent damage behind it from Gul'dan would do wonders for them to turn things around. But since they find themselves now 3 levels behind, which from a stats perspective is a nightmare, and in addition to that also down a talent, it's tricky to ever engage. I mean, you have to ask yourself the question, when do you want to fight? Do you try and fight over the objective being a talent down, or do you simply accept that your opponent is getting an additional Punisher while you try and make the play somewhere else to get 16 at least to be able to defend with even talents? And it seems a little bit like that's what they're going to do. They're moving to the top lane. They're just saying, okay, guys, we got to burn something down here. They're trying to make the play for Hazor's, but not even that works out. Toxic is sitting at the side. Still has the Entomb, of course. That gets the drain through, gets stun locked immediately, and healed out as well. But Vala and Tacita are still at the bottom. There's the APOC. That one connects with a bit of damage against Leo, but Nick just walks away. And that's 3 heroes, and 2 are still sitting down at the bottom. There's nothing really that Greymane can do either. They're going for Leo again. Toxic gets healed once more, but it's just simply not enough. He dies again. The 4 top side has also fallen. That's at least something. A little bit of a silver lining in this entire endeavor here. But Vala is already sitting at the bot side, starting to push. 16 isn't there yet. 1 kill against Khaldor, and the wall stun as Diablo goes for the next victim. They try and make the play for Farlander, and the Wolf is on the run. Running is one of the things that he's been doing quite a bit here. Created a Strava account and everything. Just attack the GPS, because let's face it, with the amount of running that we're seeing from him, he should definitely start tracking his numbers. Already 16 against 2, that's what we're having in terms of kills, and the bot side is heavily attacked now, with the keep likely to fall. Just look at the damage output that Chris has. I mean, the guy hasn't died yet in this entire game. He's sitting at 56,000 damage. You compare that to the top numbers on the side of the blue team, and Vala can just simply laugh about that. Gul'dan is nowhere near the numbers that Chris is putting onto the board. I mean, that's nearly twice the damage numbers that Gul'dan has right now. And they're looking at the core right now, and you can't really blame them. I mean, at this point, they might as well go for it. 16 against 2, another wall is already put into place. Toxic is sitting there. Nice, the Rain of Vengeance, good setup. They're all stacking at this point, and that's mass value also for the Storm. Tacita sitting at 30,000 damage himself. The core is already losing hit points. Are they going to make the play for it? Oh my god, the stun into the Entomb wall as Gul'dan falls again. Goodbye, Tyrael. And they're trying to make the play now for Farlander. The wall is there. Mane with a fantastic force wall, cutting his path of retreat off. That's the Wolf down, and I think at this point, that play for core is inevitable. 3 down, 4 down. They go for the full team wipe, and that's everybody eliminated. 20 is not quite there yet for Washed Up, but they want to make this a quick victory. They are moving to the grand final of the HeroesHype Premier Series. Nicely done by Washed Up. Well played against the Clowns here in the semi-final. GG, and well played as Washed Up claims a 2-0 victory. Hey guys, thanks for watching today's video, and I hope that you enjoyed the match and the commentary. The remaining time of the video has been added to protect against spoilers caused by the length of the video itself. But please keep in mind, though, that this does not only mean more work for me, but also has a negative impact on the popularity of the videos and the channel because of YouTube's algorithms. It would be greatly appreciated if you'd consider supporting the channel and help me to continue the daily esports coverage by clicking the join button below the video or supporting me through the Patreon page linked in the video description. Thanks a lot for the support and see you guys next time.